Now, a driver has been killed when his car was struck by a train on a level crossing near Downham Market in Norfolk. None of the 60 or so passengers on the train, which was bound from London, were hurt. The police are trying to establish how the car came to be on the tracks. Well, we can speak now to our correspondent Victoria Cook, who is close to the site of that crash. She joins us live now. And Victoria, just tell us how much we know about what happened at this stage.
Well, at the moment, we don't know very much about why that car was on the level crossing, how it came to be there and how this collision ended up with such a tragic ending. As you can see, the train is still at its resting point where it came to its final stop earlier today. It came through, it was on its way down to King's Cross from King's Lynn. It came through a level crossing about a quarter of a mile in that direction. It came in collision with the car, and the car was actually carried on the front of the train for about a quarter of a mile to where you see it in the background here, and that's where the passengers were then led to safety. And as you say, none of those 60 or 70 passengers were harmed, but the driver of the car was pronounced dead at the scene. Now, obviously, the investigation is continuing as to what happened, but the British Transport Police said earlier today that the sympathies really do lie with the driver of that train.
My heart goes out to the driver. There's nothing he can do. The speed the train is going at, he can't stop in time. You can't swerve a train. You know, it must be an awful experience for him. But these crossings are inherently safe if they're used properly. If you follow the guidelines and use the crossings in the correct manner, there's a lot of safeguards built into them. These accidents occur when those procedures aren't followed.
Well, in the last half an hour, the car was removed from the front of the train and it's been put onto a lorry and taken away from the scene. It was actually a Kia 4x4 vehicle, but as you can see from the pictures, it's been completely destroyed. Very devastating crash. Well, obviously, as the work continues here to work out why that car was on the level crossing, and just to give you an idea, this isn't a level crossing which you may know from most of the level crossings around the country that open automatically. This is one that was a user-operated level crossing where you have to go up to the barriers yourself. You have to open one arm, go through and open the second arm and then drive through. So obviously the work continues to work out why that car was hit in the middle of those two barriers. Well, this evening they're bringing in floodlights to continue working on the track. They need to assess what damage has been done, if any, to the track and to overhead power lines. The line obviously remains closed this evening, and that's caused quite a lot of disruption today to the network, especially in the North Norfolk area. They've laid on buses and extra shuttle trains, and in some instances at certain train stations in North Norfolk, taxis were laid on to try and help people who perhaps have gone to the coast for the day on their summer holidays, try to get them home. But the line remains closed this evening. They're going to assess what damage has been done, and they've said that that will continue for the rest of this evening. Now, as for tomorrow, they've urged any customers travelling, trying to commute out of North Norfolk or around North Norfolk to check what's happening in the morning. They say they're hoping that this will be moved tonight and that things will be back to normal in the morning, but they say it's worth checking because there is likely to be some disruption in the morning. But as yet, the driver of the car hasn't been named, and British Transport Police say they may be able to name him tomorrow.
OK, Victoria Cook, thank you very much.